reports for years. But then you ask a builder for a quote, and reality hits like a freight train. $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 before you even pour a foundation. So you go to Google and type, asterisk, how do I finance building custom home? Asterisk, and you get 47 different answers that all contradict each other. Here's the truth nobody tells you up front. Financing a custom build is nothing like getting a regular mortgage. The loan product are different. The process is different. And if you walk into it blind, you will lose money and possibly your dream build in the process. But here's the good news. There's one loan product specifically designed for people building a custom home from scratch. It's called a construction to permanent loan. And in 2026, it is the smartest, most streamlined way to fund your farmhouse build. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how it works, step by step. We're going to cover how to qualify, how draws work, this part trips everyone up, and most importantly, the rate lock strategy that could save you tens of thousands of dollars. Stick with me through step 6, because that's where most people make their biggest and most expensive mistake. Before we go any further, if you're serious about building your dream home and you want more content like this, financial breakdowns, build timelines, lender comparisons, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell so you never miss a video. This channel is built for people who want real answers, not fluff. Okay, let's get into it. In 2026, demand for custom-built homes is surging. Resale inventory is still tight in many markets, and more buyers are deciding, if I can't find what I want, I'll build it. But most people have no idea that the financing process for a ground-up build is completely different from buying an existing home. So today, we're going to walk through every step with real 2026 numbers, so you can go into this process with your eyes wide open. Step 1, understand why a regular mortgage won't work. Let's start at the very beginning, because this is where a lot of first-timers get confused. When you buy an existing home, the bank lends against something that already exists. They can see it, appraise it, and if you default, they can sell it. Simple. But when you're building a custom farmhouse from scratch, on day one, there is nothing, no house, just a lot. That changes everything about how lenders see the risk, and it changes what products they'll offer you. This is why you cannot simply walk into a bank and ask for a $500,000 mortgage on a home that hasn't been built yet. Traditional mortgages don't work that way. What you need is a construction loan, a short-term loan that funds the building process in stages. And the gold standard version? That's a construction to permanent loan, also called a one-time close loan. Here's why this matters. With a construction permanent loan, you get one loan, one application, and one closing that covers you from groundbreaking all the way through to your 30-year mortgage. You don't have to apply for financing twice, pay 2 sets of closing costs, or worry about qualifying again after construction ends. The alternative, called a two-time close, requires you to get a construction loan first, then apply for a separate mortgage once the build is done. That means 2 closings, 2 rounds of closing costs, and the terrifying reality that you'll need to re-qualify for your permanent mortgage at the market rate that exists when construction ends. If rates went up during your 14-month build, that's your problem. So, one-time close construction to permanent loan, that's your target. Let's talk about what it takes to get one. Step 2, know if you qualify. The 2026 requirements for 7 o'clock. Lenders for construction loans are stricter than lenders for standard mortgages. Here's exactly what you need in 2026. Credit card credit score. The minimum for a conventional construction to permanent loan is a 680 credit score. But here's the reality. If you want the best rates, you need 720 or higher. And this isn't just about qualifying. A borrower with a 760 score can get a rate that's 0.5% to 1% lower than someone sitting at 680. On an $850,000 loan over 30 years, that's not a rounding error. That's potentially $40,000 to $80,000 in savings over the life of the loan. If your score is close to a threshold, it's worth pausing, paying down credit card balances, and boosting it before you apply. One more option asterisk, if you're a veteran or active military, the VA one-time close construction loan is a game changer. 0 down payment, no PMI, and rates that run 0.25% to 0.5% below conventional. If you're eligible, this should be your first call. And for buyers with less than perfect credit, the FHA one-time close loan requires just a 620 score and as little as 3.5% down. It's a real option. Money-back down payment for a conventional construction to permanent loan. Plan on 20% down as a standard requirement. Some lenders will go as low as 10%, but you'll get better rates and terms at 20%. For jumbo loans, anything over $832,750, the 2026 conforming limit. Expect lenders to require 20 to 25% down and credit scores of 700 to 720 minimum. Bar chart debt-to-income ratio. Lenders typically want your total debt-to-income ratio under 43%. That means all your monthly debt payments, student loans, car payments, credit cards, and your future mortgage shouldn't eat up more than 43% of your gross monthly income. Bank reserves. Here's one that surprises people. Many lenders want to see 6 to 12 months of mortgage payments sitting in your bank account after the down payment and closing costs. This is called your reserve requirement, and it's a bigger deal for construction loans than regular mortgages. Have it ready. Wrench the builder. This is non-negotiable. Your lender will require you to use a licensed, insured, lender-approved general contractor, not your cousin who builds decks on weekends. A licensed professional with documented experience and a clean track record. Choosing your builder early is critical. We'll come back to this. Step 3. Understand the rate landscape in 2026, 7 to 930. Let's talk money. What are rates actually looking like in 2026? Construction loan rates run higher than standard mortgage rates. That's the deal. The reason is simple. The lender is taking on more risk. If your build stalls or fails, they're stuck with a partially built structure that's hard to sell. Here's where rates are landing in 2026. Construction phase rate asterisk, typically 7.5% to 9% on conventional loans. You pay interest only during this phase. Permanent phase rate, 30-year fix in the range of 6.5% to 7.5% for qualified borrowers. 15-year fixed permanent rate asterisk, as low as 6.875% for well-qualified borrowers. Jumbo construction to permanent, 30 years starting around 7.5% and up. Here's the critical thing to understand about the construction phase. You only pay interest on the money that's actually been drawn, not the full loan amount. So if your total loan is $500,000, but only $100,000 has been released so far, you're paying interest on $100,000, not $500,000. Your payments grow as the build progresses. This keeps your carrying costs manageable while your farmhouse is going up. But this also means your budget math needs to account for rising monthly payments throughout the build. Plan for it. Step 4. The draw schedule, how your money actually flows. This is the part that trips up almost every first-time builder. So pay close attention. Your construction loan doesn't get handed to you in one lump sum. The money is released in stages called draws, and each draw is tied to a specific milestone in the construction process. Here's what a typical 5-phase draw schedule looks like on a custom farmhouse build. Draw 1, site prep and foundation. This is usually 10 to 15% of the loan. You get this after the lot is cleared, grading is done, and the foundation is poured and inspected. Draw 2, framing. Another 20 to 25% of the loan. Released after the frame, roof structure, and exterior sheathing pass inspection. Draw 3, mechanicals. Around 15 to 20% of the loan. This covers rough plumbing, electrical wiring, and HVAC installation, all of which must pass inspection before the walls close in. Draw 4, drywall and interior work. Another 20 to 25% once drywall is installed. Interior finishes begin, and major systems are operational. Draw 5, completion. The final draw, often the largest, is released when construction is 100% complete, all inspections are passed, and you receive your certificate of occupancy. How draws actually work. Your builder requests a draw from your lender. The lender then sends an inspector to verify that the work described has actually been completed. Once the inspector signs off, the lender releases the funds, often directly to your builder. You don't touch the money. It flows from lender to contractor. Most lenders also hold back 5 10% of each draw as retainage, money that's withheld until the project is fully complete and all liens are clear. This protects you if something goes wrong at the end. The paper trail matters a lot. Every draw request needs documentation. The draw request form signed by you and your builder, invoices, lien waivers from subcontractors, a progress report, and any change orders. Missing documents equals delayed draw equals stalled construction equals real problems. Pro tip: ask to stay on top of draw timelines like your financial life depends on it. Because during the build, it does. When draws are delayed, builders don't get paid, subs walk off the job, and your build grinds to a halt. Step 5, the rate lock strategy. This can save you a fortune. Okay, this is the section I told you stay for. This is where a smart strategy can mean the difference between winning and losing tens of thousands of dollars. Here's the problem. Building a custom farmhouse takes 12 to 18 months. A lot can happen to interest rates in that time. And in our current market environment, rate volatility is very real. With a one-time close construction to permanent loan, you have the ability to lock your permanent mortgage rate before construction even begins. That means if rates are at 7% today and you lock, and rates climb to 8.5% by the time your farmhouse is done, you're still paying 7%. The market moves against you and you don't feel a thing. Contrast that with a 2-time close loan. You close on your construction loan today, bill for 14 months, and then apply for your permanent mortgage at whatever rates exist at that moment. Rates jumped? Congratulations! You just inherited a higher payment you can't escape. Hashtag the rate lock strategy in practice. Step 1 asterisk when shopping lenders. Specifically ask, asterisk, do you offer rate lock at the time of the initial construction loan closing? Asterisk, not all lenders do this. Find one that does. Step 2, asterisk, ask about the rate lock period. A standard lock is 12 months. If your bill might run long, ask about 15 or 18-month locks. Be aware. If your build extends past your lock period, the rate resets to current market rates, and you could face extension fees of $500 to $1,500 per month. Step 3, asterisk, get your builder to give you a realistic build timeline, not an optimistic one. The honest base case for a custom single-family home in 2026 is 12 to 14 months from loan close to certificate of occupancy. Build buffer into your lock period. Step 4 asterisk, if you're using a 2-time close because a 1-time close isn't available from your preferred lender, ask about float-down options on your permanent mortgage rate. Some lenders will allow you to float down to a lower rate if rates drop during construction phase. The bottom line, the rate lock on a 1-time close loan is one of the most powerful and underused tools available to custom home builders. Don't skip this step. Step 6, the budget trap, where most people blow up. I promise you I'd save this for step 6, because this is a mistake that derails custom home builds more than any other single factor: cost overruns. According to NAB data, 32% of custom home projects exceed their initial budgets by at least 10%. And most of those overruns come from change orders, changes you make mid-build to designs, materials, or features. Change orders cost 20 to 30% more than if those decisions had been made in the original plans. Your lender approved you for a specific loan amount. If costs blow past that amount, you don't get to go back to the lender and ask for more without a painful re-underwriting process. The extra money has to come from somewhere, usually your personal savings. Hashtag how to protect yourself. Rule number 1, build a 15 to 20% contingency buffer into your total budget from day one. If your build costs $400,000, plan for $460,000 to $480,000. This isn't pessimism, it's math. Factor this into how much you borrow. Rule number 2, finalize every design decision before you close on your loan. Every floor tile, every cabinet, every fixture. The more decisions you make up front, the fewer change orders you'll have. Rule number 3, hire an experienced builder with a track record of on-budget delivery. Ask for references from recent clients. Literally call them. Ask, did the project stay on budget? How did the builder handle problems? Would you hire them again? Rule number 4, understand lien waivers. Every time your builder requests a draw, You want to make sure that all subcontractors, the plumbers, electricians, framers, have been paid. If they haven't been paid and they file a mechanic's lien against your property, it can freeze your draws and create legal nightmares. Your lender will require lien waivers with each draw request. Pay attention to this. Step 7. The application process, what to expect. Now that you understand how the loan works, here's what the actual process looks like from start to finish. Month 1 to 2, preparation. Pull your credit reports, pay down balances, get your credit score where it needs to be, gather your financial documents. 2 years of tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, and proof of assets. Month 2 to 3, builder and plans. Select your licensed, experienced general contractor. Work with an architect to develop full construction plans. Floor plans for every level, elevations, foundation and structural details, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and material specifications. Lenders need this before they'll underwrite your loan. Month 3 to 4, lender shopping. Talk to at least 3 to 5 lenders. Community banks and credit unions often have more flexible requirements for construction to permanent loans than big national banks. Ask each one, how many construction to permanent loans do you close per year? What's your draw process? Do you lock rates at closing? What are your inspection fees? Month 4 to 5, appraisal. Your lender will order an appraisal of your home's projected completed value based on your plans. This subject to appraisal determines your maximum loan amount. Make sure your plans are finalized. Changes after this point can require a new appraisal. Month 5 to 6, loan approval and closing. Underwriting for a construction loan typically takes 3 to 6 months from builder selection to closing. Once approved, you'll sign your construction to permanent loan documents, lock your permanent rate, and your builder can break ground. Month 6 through completion. Construction phase. Your builder draws funds for the schedule. You make interest-only payments on drawn amounts. Stay in regular contact with your builder and your lender's draw administrator. Keep all documentation organized. At completion, automatic conversion. Once your certificate of occupancy is issued, your loan automatically converts to your permanent mortgage. Your payments shift from interest only to full principal and interest. You're officially a homeowner. Let me leave you with this. Building a custom farmhouse in 2026 is absolutely doable, but it requires you to be as prepared as your builder. The people who succeed are the ones who understand the financing before they fall in love with a floor plan. So here's your action plan starting today. Pull your credit report and identify anything dragging your score down. Start building your 15 to 20% contingency reserve now. Research builders in your area who have documented construction loan experience. Talk to 3 lenders, specifically about one-time close construction to permanent loans. Ask every single one of them, asterisk, can I lock my permanent rate at closing? Asterisk. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, save it. You're going to want to come back to the draw schedule section and the rate lock section more than once as you move through this process. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're publishing deep dive content on custom home financing, builder selection, cost management, and everything in between every week. Drop a comment below and tell me, where are you in the process? Just dreaming? Already talked to a lender? Already broke ground? I read every comment, and I answer real questions in future videos. I'll see you in the next one.